Hi, this is the Ivy League astrologer with the May 2015 reading for Vedic Virgo. I did a video about Western signs versus Vedic signs because a lot of people were saying that their Vedic signs are resonating for them, that their Western signs are resonating for them, and they're not sure why that is. So I made a video about that. So check it out if you're interested. But let's get into the May reading for Vedic Virgo. So I feel like for some of you, you're starting on the path towards a goal or an ideal. A wounded woman is actually what's coming up, like starting on a healing path to kind of go back to someone or something that you misinterpreted. And it's something that like shines bright for you still. Like you haven't felt equal to dealing with it, but that you need to address it. You know you need to address it because the issue doesn't seem to sort of go away. And for some of you, I feel like you will be this wounded woman, and somebody else will be kind of coming up out of the depths to speak to you about an old heartbreak that may feel new again when it comes up, you know. I feel like this is something that's been so painful that you've had to just like close your eyes to it, sort of. Yeah, because it feels unjust. It feels like it was not right. And like you weren't able to explain yourself somehow. I think this is maybe on both sides. That there was a feeling that an explanation was not able to come through. And that both people just kind of stood their ground rather than be able to balance the scales. For other people, I feel like this may be working in that there may just be like tension in your like community, or tension in sort of like your home ground, that like that a woman who may be out of balance is causing. So it seems like it may be working in a lot of different ways. Because for some people, it seems like this woman is kind of off balance and is kind of not terrorizing people, but just kind of like ruling over people because her emotions are so sort of strong or something. So it's like, yeah, not quite emotional manipulation, but like something kind of like that, emotional terrorization somehow. And for other people, I feel like it's that this person is just wounded, has been hurt, and has been sort of set aside in this way, where like her interests have not been considered, and now people are realizing how much they've hurt her, or how much how much it needs to be repaired, how much has been unfair, has been unjust, and needs to be repaired. So that's interesting. That's a very varied first few cards there. But I feel like no matter what the situation is, it does seem to center around a woman who is sad, or a woman who's been hurt. And yeah, again, it could be that she's rightfully hurt, or it could be that she's hurt and using her hurt in like a negative manner. But either way, it is a matter of injustice. But it seems like there is a new way forward in that situation this month. A way for her to reclaim her femininity. And a way for the parties involved to move forward peacefully. Yeah, there's definitely an offer of healing, and for some people an offer of monetary compensation this month. But in order to take it, she has to be ready to be healed. So it feels like it almost takes work on the part of the wounded woman in order to receive this properly. Yes, and not to slip down into her lower self, which may want to just like sneer at the offer and like tear it up, kind of, but to kind of take it in the spirit in which it was intended and allow for there to be peace. And that may look at first like a defeat, you know, like allowing someone to get away with something or burying. It's like you may have to hold back the words, or this woman, whoever the woman is, may have to hold back sort of the words that would like win the war decisively for her side, but would actually, or win the battle decisively for her side, but which would actually sort of lose the war. It feels like there are certain words that need to be restrained in order to move forward lovingly, or move forward and get the emotional gains from the situation rather than just the empty satisfaction of having sort of won the match. But it seems like that is what is being sought, is like a new emotional way forward. And this may be someone, this may be coming from someone who is like just recently standing on firm ground. You know, like they may, like if this is you that the offer is coming to, this may be someone who kind of like did you dirty, you know, and like maybe repeatedly, like over time, you know, but like all of a sudden they've realized, oh wait, that was not good. And it seems like they're coming from a true and sincere place now. But I think the difficulty may be to overlook all the other stuff, you know, where you're like, yeah, but what about like, you know, in 2013 when this happened? What about in 2004 when this happened? What about in 1995 when this happened? You know, so I think that is the message, is that you may have to suffer a bit of a defeat of your sort of stores of anger or stores of injustice in order to move forward emotionally with like a clean bill of health with this person. And even for yourself, even if you don't want to move forward with this person, but in order for there to be emotional movement and it not to just be a cycle of internal pain, you have to like bury some of your grievances or find a way to allow those grievances to sort of privately roar to the extent that you can like be done with it and move forward with a clean slate. So again, it feels like this person, whoever this is, like just got to firm ground. You know, like they just were like, oh, what I did to you was wrong. You know. And so, you know, Virgo, this may be you this month, where you're just realizing, you're just able to see for the first time that how your behavior has been negatively impacting someone maybe for some time. So if that is the case, and you make an offer and are well received, know that it's requiring a lot of strength on their part in order to sort of know that they have the best interest of the relationship in mind and are being truly strong in order to move forward in this way. Yeah, this King of Cups here is the one where I'm saying, you know, this may be someone who's just recently sort of reached a firm foundation. But it has this feeling, which I get from this sort of ship coming in, of like their chickens having just kind of come home to roost. That they're just able to see some effects of their own behavior. And, yeah, I feel like they're just able to see clearly for the first time. I don't think they're even saying, like, how badly they feel about it, honestly. So, I think for some of you, this is coming towards you. I'm sorry, Virgo, this is a more both ways reading than I usually get. that I think it must be working both ways for a lot of Virgos this month. But so if this offer of healing is coming to you, then I feel like you really may be embattled as to like whether to accept this offer, because you may feel like it makes you look like a fool to accept it, and like you don't know all that has gone on, you know. And if you're making this offer to someone else, you may not hear back from them right away, and it's because they're sort of weighing it out and weighing your sincerity, I think, weighing how they feel about it. But I do see a positive resolution here. So I feel like someone is going to kind of roll up their sleeves and like wade in, you know. And for some reason, I think it's just an offer that they've been waiting for in some way. To kind of mend fences in a way that feels authentic. And if you send something out, you know, like an offer of peace and don't hear back right away, you may spend some time this month sort of stewing and being like, oh no, is that the right thing to do? Does that make me look like a fool? What do I do? But I feel like your purpose for doing it was that you really want something very positive out of it. You really want that full healing in this situation. Yeah, and again, it feels like someone may just need some time to kind of cry it out or something, or just kind of like look at all the water that's gone under the bridge before they can kind of get back to you. Or you may need that time before you can get back to someone else. But I feel like the promise or the possibility of a fresh start, and whether, again, whenever I talk about a fresh start, I kind of think whether it's a fresh start with this person or with this relationship, or whether you need to sort of finish this well in order to start whatever is next for you. It feels like that possibility of a fresh start is going to drive you or this other person forward into a communication, you know, even though they may be weary. But I feel like they feel like it's the right thing to do. Yeah, it feels like communication may just be a little difficult this month. Like someone else may take a long time to respond to you, to think through what you've said, and then I'm getting myself confused, but whoever first communicates, it may take a while for them to hear back. And then whoever is responding, once they've said their piece, you know, I feel like that may change things further, and it may cause a further enlightenment on someone else's part, and may change the course that that person had intended to go down, go on. But yeah, it feels like if you don't hear back right away from someone, then the best policy is kind of a hands-off policy, is just to wait, knowing that you can't control their reaction, you can't control the length of time it takes them to process, because they are processing it, it feels like. But you need to just sort of wait for things to click for them and not push. Because pushing could kind of topple it. Like this newfound sort of delicate balance or this newfound delicate openness, pushing could kind of knock that over and collapse the opportunity for understanding. So yeah, interesting month, Virgo. I hope that wasn't too confusing because it was really coming at me as both ways at once. So yeah. I hope that's helpful. And if you would like a personal reading, please drop me a line at the ivyleagueastrologer@gmail.com. Actually just schedule through the scheduling link, and then you can write me afterwards. The further instructions are in the email receipt from the scheduling. And also, yeah, check out the video where I talk about Western science versus Vedic science if you're interested. Okay, thanks so much for watching. Have a good month. Thanks.